Hare Krishna. We are so fortunate that we have His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj with us to tell us about the outreach programs and the success of outreach programs. We all know how he has been preaching all these years and serving Srila Prabhupada. So let's hear from him. First of all, let's know what is outreach in his opinion. Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for joining us. Please tell us, what is outreach in your opinion?
Prabhupada has said that
Srila Prabhupada has said that
preaching is the essence.
preaching is the essence.
So outreach means how to present the Krishna conscious philosophy
So outreach means how to present the Krishna conscious philosophy
in such a way that the conditioned souls will be attracted to take to Krishna consciousness.
in such a way that the conditioned souls would be attracted to take to Krishna consciousness.
This can be various mediums,
And this can be in various mediums,
various methods,
various styles.
various styles. It's whatever works at any particular circumstance.
It's whatever works in any particular circumstance.
And Lord Chaitanya used Mridanga, kartals.
Lord Chaitanya used mridanga and karatals.
Prabhupada used the harmonium,
Prabhupada used the harmonium.
and he used the TV, radio,
He used-
recordings,
He used the TV, radio,
recordings.
recordings.
So nowadays we use video.
Nowadays we use video.
At that time we used film with Srila Prabhupada.
At that time we used a film to record Prabhupada.
And Prabhupada had told that in India we should always show one of Yadavar's films.
And Prabhupada said that in India we should show one of Yadubar's films
Because he wanted to show that to the Indians that Krishna consciousness has spread all over the world.
because he wanted to show the Indians that Krishna consciousness had spread all over the world.
So outreach is how to touch the heart,
So outreach is how to touch the heart,
and we use different methods of communication.
and we use different methods of communication.
In the Western world, they like the culture,
In the Western world they like the culture,
the dance, the drama.
the dance, the drama.
I'll say everywhere in the world,
I would say everywhere in the world.
they like culture.
They like culture.
One time Prabhupada said, conquer by culture.
One time Prabhupada said, conquer by culture.
So sometimes small groups, sometimes in large groups.
Sometimes in small groups, sometimes in large groups.
I've spoken to 50,000 people in one group.
I've spoken to 50,000 people at one time.
And sometimes you speak just to a handful.
Sometimes I speak to just a handful.
So outreach, one can use their intelligence
So for outreach, one can use their intelligence,
and there's no limit to how many types of outreach there can be.
There is no limit to how many types of outreach there can be.
But some methods are particularly successful,
Some methods are particularly successful,
and they can be repeated over a long time.
and they can be repeated over a long time.
Like Lord Nityananda, he established the Namhata.
Like Lord Nityananda, he established Namahata.
That was revived by Bhakti Thakur.
That was revived by Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Thakur.
And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada.
He mentions Namahat in his final instructions to his disciples.
He mentions Namahata in his final instructions to his disciples.
But we didn't see any Namahata when we came on the scene.
But we didn't see any Namahata when we came on the scene.
And so we re-established the Namahata.
So we re-established the Namahata.
We took blessings from the Prabhupada's God brothers.
With the blessings from Prabhupada's God brothers. With the blessings from Prabhupada's God brothers.
And that Namahata grew.
And that Namahata grew.
But then for the cities, we found a smaller group was more optimum.
But for the cities, we found that smaller groups was more optimum.
And so the small group of the Bhakti Vriksha,
So the small groups of the Bhakti Vriksha,
it's a Namahata in a very dynamic, small way.
which is Namahata in a very dynamic and a small way,
That was born.
that was
Born.
that is born.
And there are many groups, the concert system, Bhakti,
They also grew counselor systems,
Shraddha Kutirs,
Shraddha Kutirs,
Damodar month,
Damodar month,
and internet.
internet,
There's book distribution.
book distribution,
There's weekend warriors,
weekend warriors,
and all kinds of programs.
all kinds of programs.
So Maharaj, you have wonderfully, amazingly depicted how you have been using various programs, and we as ISKCON have been using various programs to make more devotees. So please tell us about one of your memorable experiences that you had and many souls joined our movement after that program. One example for our viewers how outreach programs are successful for the masses. No, you can say many, many more, as many as you like.
Thank you. Srila had asked us to go to Bangladesh,
Srila Prabhupada had asked us to go to Bangladesh,
and we were doing different evening programs
and we're doing different evening programs
using a stage, kirtan, lecture,
the stage kirtan, lecture,
and some cultural events,
some cultural events,
and the rest of the night, the Krishna conscious movies.
and some Krishna, rest of the time some Krishna conscious movies.
The people wanted the whole night to see a program,
People said they went to the whole night there would be a program.
because if you stopped in the middle of the night, it was dangerous for the ladies to go home.
Because if you stop in the middle of the night, it was dangerous for the ladies to go home.
So they wanted an all-night program
So there were all-night programs
till sunrise.
till sunrise.
So we went to one island,
So we went to one island
and we had about 5,000 people.
and we had about 5,000 people.
This island was very isolated.
This island was very isolated.
So after it was finished, the leaders came and approached us.
So after the program finished, the leaders came and approached us.
They said, we live happily with our neighbors,
He said, we live happily with our neighbors,
but some Islamic preachers approached us,
but some Islamic preachers, they approached us
and they told us that now the President of the United States is Muhammad Ali, the boxer,
Now the President of the United States is Muhammad Ali, the boxer,
and that the whole world has already converted to Islam,
and the whole world is already converted to Islam.
and you're the only one village which is holding out.
And we are the only one village that is holding out.
So why don't you convert? Well, convert you over.
So why don't you
Convert.
convert
Well,
with this?
and so you are wondering what to do.
So you're wondering what to do.
But after seeing your program,
After seeing your program,
we realized that
we realized that
the Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement is spread throughout the whole world.
Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement is spread throughout the whole world.
You have given us a new life.
You have given us a new life.
And they're like crying.
And literally they were crying.
And after that, the whole village, all 5,000 became devotees.
After that, the whole village, all 5,000 became devotees.
In the Middle East, we have underground programs.
We have underground programs.
In one country. And in order, we found that one way to get devotees
And we found that one way to get devotees
was to do children's programs.
was to do children's programs.
That by teaching the children,
That by teaching the children,
and then having an olden day at the end of the session,
then having an open day at the end of the session,
and then all the parents would come
then all the parents would come
to see their children, their kids do something.
to see their kids, their children do something.
So we'd have different programs, dramas, and
So there are complete programs, dramas,
dances,
dances,
art competitions,
art competitions,
mantra
mantra recitations,
all kinds of programs.
all kinds of programs.
And the parents would be so thrilled,
And the parents would be so thrilled,
that my children are doing this.
and that my children are doing this.
So in this way, we would get the parents to also chant.
And this way we would get the parents to also chant.
So by one program, maybe 200 to 300 parents may take up Krishna consciousness.
So by one program, maybe 200 to 300 parents may take to Krishna consciousness.
And then in a variety of cities,
In varieties of cities,
say they start out with no preaching, no outreach
they say they start out with no preaching, no outreach
to the population,
to the population.
and then we start some bhakti vriksha groups.
Then we start some Bhakti Vriksha groups.
It's not a one-day thing. It takes, say in the first year they have 30 groups.
So it is not a one-day thing. Say in the first year they have 30 groups,
And then that multiplies and they have 60 groups.
and then that multiplies and they have 60 groups,
And then they have, pretty soon they have over 100 groups.
and then pretty soon they have over 100 groups.
Each group with 10 to 15 members.
Each group is about 10 to 15 members.
So that's like more than 10,000 people.
That's like more than 10,000 people.
100 times 10.
1,000.
And but in Calcutta,
In Calcutta,
it's a hard nut to crack.
is a hard nut to crack.
There are now so many different programs
We now have so many different programs
that they come out for a retreat once a year to Mayapur,
that they come out for a retreat once a year to Mayapur.
and there are about 2,000 people.
There are about 2,000 people.
And recently, Namhat, a district of Midnapur in southern Bengal,
Namata district of Midnapur, southern Bengal,
they came for a 3-day training in Mayapur.
they came for a 3-day training in Mayapur.
So Prabhupada specifically said,
Srila Prabhupada specifically said,
bring the congregation to the Mayapur Dham.
bring the congregation to Mayapur Dham.
Let them see how we offer arti, how we chant, how we dance.
Let them see how we offer arati, how we sing, how we dance.
Let them do that in their own place.
And then let them do that in their own place.
So there were literally between 4,000 to 5,000 people
So there were literally between 4,000 to 5,000 people
who came by buses,
who came by buses,
train
train
to Mayapur
to Mayapur
on a 3-day retreat.
for a 3-day retreat.
The hall was packed up.
And the hall was packed up.
So, but even sometimes
But even sometimes
we do a program and you're the only one family.
we do programs only
Say in South India,
in South India.
we had a Bhakti Riksha group,
We had a Bhakti Vriksha group
which was in this one part of the town of Bangalore.
which is in the one part of the town of Bangalore.
And the wife came to me and said
And a wife came to me and said
that my husband takes the car, he goes to work,
my husband takes the car and he goes to work,
and the temple is very far.
and the temple is very far,
There's traffic jams,
traffic jams,
and it would take an hour and a half to reach the temple.
and it takes an hour or an hour and a half to reach the temple.
I can only go there on special holidays.
So I can only go there on special holidays.
But you have the Bhakti Riksha group,
But we have a Bhakti Vriksha group
which is just down the street.
which is just down the street.
Because of that, now I'm chanting Japa.
Because of that, now I'm chanting Japa.
I'm reading Bhagavad Gita.
I'm reading Bhagavad Gita.
My children have some program.
My children have some program.
My husband and me go to the Bhakti Riksha group.
And husband made me go to the Bhakti Vriksha group.
Together we go.
He goes with me to the Bhakti.
We go together
We go together
to the Bhakti Riksha group.
to the Bhakti Vriksha group.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, in Russia, they start out with a few groups.
In Russia, they started out with a few groups.
I don't know this year, but 2 years ago,
I don't know this year, but 2 years ago,
they had 550 groups.
they had 550 groups.
I just
That amongst the Russian speakers,
Mostly Russian speakers.
amongst the Russian
Among the Russian speakers
in the Russia, CIS, and other parts of the world.
in
Russia,
Russia,
CIS,
CIS, and other parts of the world,
there are now 700 Bhakti Riksha groups,
there are now 700 Bhakti Vriksha groups,
which means maybe 1,000, 10, 15,000 people
which means 10-15,000 people.
Russians,
Russians,
not Indians.
not Indians.
You only maybe see one Indian.
We only see one Indian.
Because an Indian married a Russian or something.
Indian married to Russian or something.
And then we heard how people are having classes over the internet.
And we heard how people are having classes over the internet.
The internet is a very big scope.
Internet is a very big scope.
We're just beginning to tap it. We're just beginning to tap it.
We are just beginning to tap it.
I go on speaking the whole night.
I can go on speaking the whole night.
So all the methods that you have described, Maharaj, are evidently very successful, and we have got the results. Many people are still in the process of thinking Bhakti Vriksha, no Bhakti Vriksha, but this is the evidence. 700 groups in Russia and around Russia is an amazing result. So I am sure our viewers will get inspired by this. So now finally, please tell us something about how we can utilize the 50th anniversary celebration in reaching out to more people and making them devotees.
In Calcutta, we observe the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's journey on the Jaladuta.
In Calcutta, we observed the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's journey on the Jaladuta.
And we rented the indoor stadium, which was having a capacity of about, I think, 20,000.
We rented the Netaji indoor stadium, which has a capacity of at least 20,000.
And they had two programs that day.
They had two programs that day,
Morning program and afternoon evening program.
a morning program and an evening program.
At both times, the hall was filled.
At both times, the hall was filled.
The second time, 5,000 people were waiting outside, but they couldn't get in.
Second time, 5,000 people were waiting outside and they couldn't get in.
So, and on that occasion, they highlighted how Prabhupada had done so much to spread the Krishna conscious movement.
One of the speakers.
Huh?
What is it? Another occasion? One of the speakers.
On that occasion.
Okay. On that occasion, they cited how Prabhupada had done so much to spread Krishna consciousness.
And Akalodya Das, he had a competition at the Calcutta Rath Yatra where he got the best singers and best dancers in Calcutta.
Akavid Das.
Akalodya Das.
Ekalavya Das had a competition where he got the best singers and best dancers in Calcutta.
And they gave an English rendition of my song.
And they gave an English rendition of my song.
Yet Prabhupada was not there, or would it be?
If Prabhupada was not there, what it would be?
Yadi Prabhupada na hoito ki hoito.
Yadi Prabhupada na hoito ki hoito.
So there were about 50 dancers.
There are about 50 dancers.
I'm guessing. Between 30 and 50.
Between 30 and 50.
Filled out the whole stage.
They filled up the whole stage.
And then six or eight singers.
There are about 6 or 8 singers.
And they sang and the dancers had a choreograph.
And they sang and the dancers are like choreographed.
on this song,
In this song,
and behind they had Prabhupada's picture on a special screen.
behind they had a Prabhupada's picture on a special screen,
And there is the keywords, who else?
and the keyword was who else?
Like, to show us Vrindavan and Mayapur.
Oh, he has given us Vrindavan, Mayapur.
Who else?
Who else?
And then all the dancers
They
dancing.
come out and dance.
It was very dynamic.
It was very dynamic.
You didn't expect an off-Broadway show in Calcutta Energy Stadium.
We didn't expect.
An off-Broadway show.
What?
Off-Broadway show.
Oh, we didn't expect a half Broadway show.
Off-Broadway.
Off-Broadway show in Calcutta.
So then they had different speakers.
Then they had different speakers
The governor of West Bengal,
from Governor of West Bengal,
the what's the name? Miss Bedi,
Kiran Bedi.
Kennedy. She spoke of Prabhupada books.
She spoke of Prabhupada's books.
They changed her life.
They changed her life.
You know that?
You know that?
She has 5 million people who are on her Twitter.
She has 5 million people who are on her Twitter.
And she wrote, I read this Prabhupada book, and it is something that changed my life.
And she wrote that I read this Prabhupada book and it's something that changed my life.
And please get it.
And please get it.
And then she's also praising Radha Swami's book.
She's also praising Radhanath Swami's book.
So, how many devotees will get made by that program?
And how many devotees are made by that program?
It's a huge outreach.
Huge outreach.
So, whether it's 500 or 5,000 or 20,000, 40,000,
Whether 5,000 or 20,000 or 40,000.
everyone can celebrate the 50th anniversary of ISKCON.
Everyone can celebrate the 50th anniversary of ISKCON.
And in Cochin,
In Cochin,
which was the last place where Prabhupada stopped,
which was the last place where Srila Prabhupada stopped.
he received his Bhagavatam books.
He received his Bhagavatam books.
They had a program of launching the whole Prabhupada Bhagavatam series in Malayalam.
They had a program of launching the whole Bhagavatam series in Malayalam.
Also, they had the Minister of Environment,
Also, they had Minister of Environment,
and they organized different conventions on speaking on environment.
and they had a convention of different speakers were speaking on environment
And how a Krishna conscious lifestyle is environmentally friendly,
how Krishna conscious lifestyle is environmentally friendly.
and so the minister said, please send the transcription of the whole discussion, because I need to take this with me to the environmental congress in Europe somewhere.
And he said, give me the transcription of the whole conference so that I need to carry this to the environmental congress somewhere in Europe.
So, accordingly, the 7 objectives of ISKCON,
According to the 7 objectives of ISKCON,
you could hold seminars
You could hold seminars.
Seminars could be arranged
Whole seminars could be arranged
in the different cities.
in different cities.
And something which is pertinent to the public at that time,
Something which is pertinent to the public at that time,
and show how Krishna consciousness helps that
and show how Krishna consciousness helps them
to solve this problem.
to solve this problem.
And so a variety of ways you can use it as an outreach.
So there are a variety of ways that you can use as outreach.
Also, this brings up the whole status of ISKCON.
Also, this brings up the whole status of ISKCON.
Usually organizations, after the founder leaves,
Usually organizations, after their founder leaves,
they fall apart.
they fall apart.
They fight with each other.
They fight with each other.
But it's still alive, we're still united.
We are still alive, we are still united.
And that's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
We're here to stay.
We are here to stay.
And so that itself has great significance to the different leaders.
So that itself has a very big significance to different leaders
Of the society.
of the society.
And if the leaders and scientists and intellectuals
The leaders and scientists and intellectuals
are somehow made to participate in our 50th year anniversary celebrations,
are somehow made to participate in a 50th year anniversary celebrations,
that also impresses many people.
that also impresses many people.
And by having our status increased,
By having our status increased,
we can bring more people into the Krishna conscious fold.
we can bring more people into the Krishna conscious fold.
There were years that they were talking about ISKCON as a dangerous cult.
There were years when they were talking about ISKCON as a dangerous cult.
And so that's changed.
Now gradually that's changed.
The World Parliament of Religions, now it's being held in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Now, the World Parliament of Religions, now it's being held in Salt Lake City, Utah.
And the Mormons are sponsoring it.
And the Mormons are sponsoring it.
One day was there when the Mormons were not touched. They were considered also like a cult or something.
But one day the Mormons were not even touched, they were considered as a cult or something.
Now they're hosting the Parliament of Religions.
Now they're hosting the Parliament of Religions.
So in the future, so this is the first step.
So this is the first step,
50th year anniversary.
50th anniversary.
That's the Golden Jubilee, I think.
That's a Golden Jubilee.
And so we should try to do this to establish ourselves as a recognized in the rest of the world as a recognized minority religion.
So we should do this to the rest of the world to establish ourselves as a minority religion.
We're not a dangerous.
We're not a dangerous cult.
We're a recognized minority spiritual organization.
A recognized minority spiritual organization.
In India, we want to come up to the majority status.
In India, we want to come up to the majority status.
And people think of spiritual answers to their questions.
When people think of spiritual answers to their questions,
the thought of ISKCON should come in their mind.
the thought of ISKCON comes in their mind.
That's our goal.
That's our goal.
So we more than just one-hour program.
More than just 1 hour program.
one-off program.
More than just a one-off program.
We can make many people.
We can make many people.
This is something that can lift the whole ISKCON around the world to a new level.
They can try to lift this whole ISKCON around the world to a new level.
And after that, people will, when they think and speak ISKCON, they think with a...
After when they think and speak ISKCON,
they have a actual respect and appreciation.
they have actual respect and appreciation.
So this is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
In our outreach,
In our outreach,
one of the things is just like when people look up ISKCON in Google,
if people look up ISKCON in Google,
you get negative opinions sometimes.
you get negative opinions sometimes.
So one of our outreach programs is how to raise the favorable sites and
So one of our outreach programs is how to raise the favorable sites
onto the search engine.
onto the
Search
engine
and push down the negative sites.
and push down the negative ones.
So that, some things are creating a playing field which is favorable to present our Krishna conscious message.
So something is to create a playing field which is favorable to present our Krishna consciousness.
So this is one of those opportunities.
So this is one of those opportunities.
And it only once.
It comes only once.
So we should really take advantage.
We should really take advantage of it.
The next maybe 75 year,
Maybe next 75 year,
you have another chance.
another chance.
This is something if we let it go by,
This is something if we let it go by,
we lose.
it.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. You have spent so much valuable time with us and you have inspired all our viewers, and I'm sure they will definitely get, with your blessings and with Srila Prabhupada's mercy blessings, will achieve the goal that has been desired by all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.